Stream. I got my steps in.
Yeah, you did.
We should be live on YouTube any second. Yeah, usually it's, it's usually just there.
Yeah.
You just click and go.
It could have been like
A minute and a
update to
refresh.
what Google wanted to.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah.
We're
Up for forward. Okay. All right, so we will start the meeting at 12:07. So I acknowledge with respect that we are in Robertson Huron Treaty Territory and that the land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Pawading. Pawading is the home of the Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis. So first we have the adoption of the minutes. Is there any issues with them? Has everyone had a chance to go through them? Okay, so if there's no issues, can I have a mover to adopt the minutes as presented? Okay, so Lise, and seconded by,
Sarah, I can second them.
perfect, thank you, Sarah. And then all in favor? Okay, perfect. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interests? Okay, and then moving on to the agenda. Does anybody want to add anything? Are there any questions?
I just have a question in regards to the solar eclipse on April 8th. It was part of new business arising last meeting, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it as a committee. But I did get a chance to speak with Virginia, and I don't think it's going to be part of new business. As far as I understand, Virginia, we're going to kind of tag on to Algoma Public Health and their messaging out to the community.
Yeah, so Algoma Public Health was preparing information for the community on basically the safety, and if you are going to be watching the solar eclipse, kind of what you need to do. So we were going to be sharing out their information and just passing it along through our corporate communications office.
Sounds good. Thank you.
So if there are nothing else with the agenda, can I have a motion to adopt as presented?
Virginia, it's Stephanie here. I motion to move.
Okay. And a seconder.
Sarah can second.
Okay, thank you. And then business arising, we have the museum bell. Do you have any update, Alex, in regards with the school?
Yeah, I did get a chance to connect with the tech teacher. He still doesn't have a budget, but he is confident that we can do it for under the the previous budget that we did talk about through the city. He was concerned, I know many of us in the committee were back and forth on the vandalism issue of the box, and he kind of let me know. He said, Mr. White, it is going to get that box, just like the bell, will receive potential vandalism. But that was his concern. I'm not sure if you want to go ahead with that. We have the measurements. Everything is good to go. He's kind of ready to go on that project.
Well,
Sorry, he just wanted to let you know that if you're aware, we can't stop that from happening.
no, and our thing is too is that we understand that we're not gonna really be able to stop the vandals from now, like tagging the carriage house or anything like that. But with that, since it's not a historical artifact, we can clean it a lot easier, like solutions that we can use, like to remove graffiti and all of that. That we have actually used on like the back of the museum and stuff like that. But we're not able to use on like the bell since it is an artifact. So we feel very confident that we'll be able to sort of manage that vandalism with the carriage house because it's something that we'll be able to take care of a little bit easier.
Okay, yeah, excellent, thank you. So yeah, I'll go back to him with that go ahead, and if you guys have anything else to add, I can bring that to him. Otherwise, he and his grade 12s are ready to build. I just need to get that final budget, and I'll send that back to you, Virginia.
Yeah, great, thank you, Alice.
And we might have a couple more pictures of the carriage house if he wants for reference when he's
Perfect. Yeah, he did ask if we did have pictures. So yeah, if you could send those to my email, that would be great.
Perfect. Okay. Now we have the subcommittee task force updates. So with the heritage trees, we are still in the process of scheduling a meeting. So fingers crossed that we'll be able to find something hopefully by next meeting, but we will,
Yeah, sorry, we'll keep going.
yeah, we'll keep you updated.
I was hoping actually, I was thinking about it a little bit more. And we only have one person appointed right now. The other person hasn't been attending.
Okay.
So I think I'd like to see if somebody else might be interested to sit on that task force so that we do have enough people to help with the project.
Sarah, how's your thing?
Yeah, that's why I was raising my hand. We've been like delaying this and delaying this. So if you want, I can jump in and help to get this done.
Sure, that'd be great. So I
Okay.
have resolved that the Municipal Heritage Committee appoints Sarah Walker to participate in the working group for heritage trees, or the heritage trees working group.
And then a mover for that motion. Angela, and seconded by,
I can second it's Jamie.
okay, perfect, thank you so much. And next we have the Heritage Booklet and Videos Subcommittee. We schedule a meeting to work on that one as well.
Yeah, we need to look at it. Yeah, scheduling. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what everybody's availability would be like early May.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it would need to be probably the week of the 13th, if that's possible. I've got a week of vacation in there.
Sure. Good week for there.
Is there a preference for the subcommittee members?
I'm pretty open, whatever you guys want.
Me too. I don't have anything going on.
Lunchtime.
What would you want to do? So maybe the 16th, the Thursday.
Okay, sounds good. So the 16th, then I'll send out an invite. So that would be at 12 o'clock on May 16th.
Okay.
Now, moving on to new business, we have the replacement of the roof at the old stone house. So we, basically just need to approve that the, roof will be, like the cedar shakes on the roof will be replaced with, western red cedar shakes, along with the, structural work being done inside the attic. So that is, outlined in the, agenda package. You can see it there. They're going over it. Is there any questions of that?
I did actually have a question. Under products, it says 2-1. It's Eastern White Cedar Shakes.
What did I type in that wrong?
And same with the Ridge Cap boards. It has Eastern White.
Oh, I maybe had a typo, sorry. We can change that.
Okay. Good catch.
Sorry, one of those things.
Uh,
Do it every day.
Sarah, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Sorry.
Also, I had one other thing. I just want to confirm that this still stands. This was issued in 2022, July of 2022. So it should still be valid, but I just want to somehow, is there a way for us to confirm that?
Yes, so what originally it went out for tender. We needed
Yeah.
some additional budget dollars to move the project forward, and then we re-tendered it recently.
Any other questions? All right, so can I have a mover? I can. Okay, please. And a seconder? Angela? Perfect, thank you. All right, and then all in favor?
All in favor?
Perfect. Now we have the Heritage Property Tax Rebate Program. And so we're, received the, rebate from 54 Summit. So that is the property that we just, designated in November. So the couple carryovers that we have might remember that. But if not, we just, designated 54 Summit Avenue, or the Gables, as it's also called. And they are just now looking to be a part of the property tax rebate. And it has like their application form in there, so you can see a little bit more about that. Alex, you want to say something on that, since you worked with them a bunch?
No, nothing. I'm just gonna move on that.
Okay, all right. So if there's no questions, then we can have the move to resolve that the request be approved. All right, so Alex, did you want to be the mover?
Yeah, I can move on that.
And then a seconder.
I can second that.
Shannon. Perfect. All right, and all in favor?
Stephanie's in favor.
Thank you. All right, and now the Dawson block. So the Dawson block has been doing some work. I don't know if people have had it to see, but they have beautiful new windows that they've added. So they are really up the building, which is just amazing to see. And so here they've sort of outlined a little bit more of their plans going forward. Is there any questions on their updates or anything like that?
So how does, because it is a heritage building, this will impact us going forward?
Potentially, yeah. So I did have an opportunity to meet with or have a call with the owners. They didn't realize the process of coming to the committee prior to putting or doing any renovations to the exterior of the property. As Nicole mentioned, they did do a wonderful job with the windows. They took out the plywood that had been filling the arch, removed the vinyl windows and replaced it with beautiful new windows that actually are, they're look so much better. They did share this with me just so that the committee could kind of be apprised that they are planning to invest in the building, do some more restoration work, and then future plans potentially could include the addition of a third floor, which would be to restore it. So previously, for members that might not be aware, there was a third floor on the building which burnt. And they'd like to actually do a replica restoration of that third floor, potentially down the road. So this was just to kind of give the committee some additional information. They do know that if there is additional work coming forward, such as potentially, say, painting the green metal that's on the bottom, they would come to us with their color samples for the community to take a look at. So yeah, so I think it's an exciting project, it looks like, and it's nice to see the building being invested in.
Any time that a heritage owner makes any change prior to coming to council or the committee, how do we follow up with that if the changes?
Yeah, so this is, it doesn't happen too often, so this was kind of the first time. So it just, we had an opportunity to share the different programs, the grant programs, talk about what the process is, kind of the timelines when the committee meets, so they know kind of when to get the information, prior to, so that they don't miss meetings. In this case, it wasn't something that I think harmed the building. It actually made the building more closer to what it was originally. So they went in the right direction with this renovation, as opposed to potentially doing something that, would have harmed the heritage nature of the building.
Well, and yeah, the only reason I ask, I know we all probably have subjective opinions on what that looks like. I'm just wondering from our heritage criteria, and I might put on my Harvey hat here, just like, is there criteria for them to fit within when they're making those changes? Do you know what I'm asking? Not whether we think it's appropriate or not, or is it subjective as well? Is it both?
Sorry.
He's basically asking, so they already went ahead and did this. Does it fall within our framework? And yeah, okay, we're happy with it, but what if we hadn't been? So how does it work moving forward? I think, right, Alex? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, if there was issues, potentially, we could ask them to, they potentially could be forced to rectify what was done.
But they're aware now that any work in the future has to just come through us. Okay.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, and I think everything that they're doing completely benefits not only Dawson Block, but the community. So awesome. Hats off to them. But I just wondered, how do you approach that going forward? And what do you do with, things that have been done already? Yeah. Okay.
From the perspective, if you guys don't mind, I'll just jump in. From the perspective of myself as a counselor, I won't say of council, but we're working with a lot of landlords that are maybe problematic around the community. So seeing this type of work coming forward and knowing we have folks who are investing in the community, that are from the community, and want to see things grow and flourish, to me this is really promising and really exciting. I get where we're going from a heritage standpoint, but I don't think what they were trying to harm the building in any way or harm the heritage of it. I think moving forward, if we're able to see them put this third floor on, it's gonna be an absolute game changer. And this building is already something that is such like a focal point of the downtown. To be able to see it be restored, maybe not restored back to the way it was, but just kind of put in back in good repair is gonna really, I think, be an absolute highlight of our downtown. So I'm sure Jeff and Kevin are not listening to this meeting, but if they are, I'm really happy with the work that they're doing, and I'm looking forward to seeing continued investment in the downtown from them.
Yeah, and Angela, absolutely. But again, with the heritage, like I'm thinking of the other heritage properties that, you know, Nicole and I have worked on and what those owners had to go through to make sure that they fall within the heritage criteria. I'm just also like, does that also apply to the Dawson block going forward?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it's the same process that all the other owners follow needs
Yeah.
to happen. Where we get caught sometimes is we don't always know what property has been sold until you get into the next year. And, you know, not all that information gets translated over, I think, sometimes during that process, so they know the requirements. So I think, you know, with the property just transferring ownership this past summer, I believe, you know, it kind of gets caught in that, and they're anxious to get going, and they just were not aware of what the requirements were in reporting and, you know, getting the feedback from the Municipal Heritage Committee.
And I'm with Angela and probably most of you, like, I'm so excited to see what they do with Dawson Block. It's only going to add value to our community in downtown. So yeah.
We need any more.
No, they just wanted to share with the committee their kind of the direction that they're moving in, just so the committee has some information, because we will see stuff coming from them in the coming months as they continue to work, you know, over the next couple of years on this project.
Okay. All right, so Jamie, did you have a question? I think your hand was up for a bit.
Well, I wanted to echo Alex's concern about the criteria, but I think his question has been answered, and I think I'm okay.
Okay. Moving on, we have the Heritage Award. So applications are due April 28th. And they've already sort of gone out in the media. I don't know if anybody's sort of seen those. So yes, I would just say, maybe boost it in your socials if you have any, and just let people know that the Heritage Award is open for applications right now.
And just for the committee's members' information, we do have an application that is carried over from last year over into this year. We weren't able to get quorum last summer, so we ended up having to bump it to this year, so.
So are you saying that last year you did not nominate anyone for a Heritage Award?
No, we had difficulty getting quorum, so we were unable to proceed with making a decision.
Okay, no worries. Thank you.
Is there any other questions about that? Okay. And then we have correspondence. So is there anything you want to touch on with that? Okay. And then the next meeting, we have the proposed change to move it from the 1st to the 8th.
I'm away.
Okay.
So, and I don't really have a replacement to run the meeting.
Okay. So is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so our next meeting will be May 8th at noon. And is there anything else? Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right, so can I have a motion to adjourn? Angela, and seconded by Maddie.
I can, did you get a seconder there?
Maddie.
Okay.
All right, so resolve that the meeting be adjourned at 12:31.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Have a
everybody.
nice day, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Okay, bye-bye.